Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, so finally we have all these new costumes, etc. So let's explore, let's have a look at all the new mercenaries that were introduced today, alongside with those that are, reworked so-called. Alright, Hot Deals shop, let's see if there's anything that I can buy right here. Get the 3-star skill books, those are usually worth it. Anything with gold, just buy it. Alright, 4-star skill book pieces for 100 diamonds. 100 diamonds though? I think this one should be worth it. Alright, I'm gonna buy these. Yeah, let's just buy everything. Buy everything! Buy, and buy. Kaboom. Alright, gonna go ahead and claim everything then. So get the class scroll bundle and the 3-star skill books times 3. Okay, so what are the new mercenaries introduced? So let's have a look. First we have Eleaneer. Okay, so have a look at the stats, obviously. So this is 5-star. Awaken, she will look something like that. Alright, 900 attack, 3.3k HP, and then 15% agi, 10% crit rate, crit damage 50%. She seems pretty decent. I would say overall decent stats, but I don't know, not particularly high attack though. Not something that I would love to use, but let's have a look. Protection Nullifier, so removes already applied barrier skill type. So she has a built-in nullifier, that's kind of cool. So attack times 150% additional damage when the target's HP is less than 50%. So you need the target to have at least 50% of the HP damage first. So enemies HP loss rate times attack times 200% additional damage. That's pretty cool, similar to Christina's skill right there. Very cool. So she gets upgraded skill tile at +3 and then +6. You get, oh, HP less than 80%, you will get the attack times 200% additional damage. That's kind of cool as well. Wow. Alright, what happens at +9? So unable to receive barrier skill type. Advanced Protection Nullifier, alright. So 300% additional damage when the opponent has less than 80% HP. I actually like it. She could counter some of the Grand decks. If you're struggling to get rid of Grand Hilde or something, like you just need to damage her slightly, but 80% though. Kind of hard requirements to meet occasionally. Loss rate times attack times 300% additional damage. States weakening skill type, immune. So overall I guess she's alright, pretty decent, not too strong, not too weak. I have a feeling she will be something like Kaina or even Barbara, where like people will just, oh, she's good to have in certain modes of the game, but in PvP they are much better choices for sure. Yeah, overall I guess she's alright. I hope to fight her in PvP and then we'll get to know more of her, but it's just like, would you rather use her compared to someone like Kaina or Barbara? Like, what does she provide, you know? Overall, yes, lots of damage if the opponent is at half HP, but other than that, it's kind of useless if you ask me, because you want a strong attack hit on, not like turn 2 onwards or turn 3 onwards. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Alright, so I know Leto. Oh, there's this Corette as well. Alright, let's have a look at her. Okay, so Corette, so minus enemies all stats, attack times 75% additional damage, ultimate strike, Atrocious Wrath. Okay, so this could be good. This seems like a Gunter. Is she a skip as well? Oh, she's a skip as well. So she's essentially a Gunter, a 4-star Gunter. What happens at +9? All stats minus 35%. Alright, it's only for 6 turns though. That's kind of short. So Ultimate Strike, I like it. And Atrocious Wrath, when her HP is below 99%. So if you actually own a Michaela, so use her, use Alec, and use Gunter and Rogan. Put 4 of them in the cross and they'll be like invincible. I don't know how viable the stats will be. I mean the strat. But yeah, overall pretty decent I guess. 200, 225. Okay, so she's essentially a 4-star Gunter. Okay, let's have a look at Leto. So since Leto is renewed, I do have the old non-renewed stats right here. I mean not stats but skill. Okay, +9. Let's have a look. Oh, wait a second. They did buff this. So the previous one was incoming damage plus 35%. So they did change this to 50%. That's a slight buff. Alright, I like it. First skill is already a buff. So the ultimate strike, is it still at 150%? Okay, 150%, increase to 200%, so that's the same. Okay, the permanent advanced swiftness. So edgy before battle times 125% boost attack. Oh, so they reduced the incoming damage. So it was 100% before this, now it's 65%. Did they buff his stats or something? 65% edgy. Yeah, I have a feeling they buff his stats. 65% edgy is quite high. I don't think he has 65% edgy before this. Okay, so that is interesting. That is interesting. So his taunt ignoring awakening skill, so that's what makes him slightly different. Before this skill was edgy plus 50% or something, but now it's replaced with taunt ignoring. And he has 15% edgy before this. So yeah, that is definitely I'm not sure if I want to call that a buff because they did rework him. Like he's reworked for sure. He's like slightly different right now, but I wouldn't say like he's fully buffed. There are some things that they sort of taken away from him. But overall, I guess he's much more usable now, I guess. With the taunt ignoring. At least he has a sole purpose to ignore taunt and stun whichever mercenaries he needs to stun. Alright, so next let's move on to Baine. So Baine, Diffusion of Pain. So this guy, interesting. So applies damage contract stigma to the enemies. Additional damage is dealt to the stigmatized enemies when Baine receives normal attack. So Baine's max HP times 20% additional damage. So you want to give him vital runes so that he can deal more damage when he does the stigma. So that's kind of cool. So after normal attack he gets crit rate and edgy boost. Interesting. So unable to receive healing type on opponent and regeneration after he attacks. Cool, he gets a 4-tile attack range at +3. 30%. So when stigmatized enemy dies, heal HP to up to 100%. That's kind of cool. So 45% crit rate, 35% crit damage, and 30% edgy. I mean, as a defender, he doesn't have any... Wait, this guy's a defender, right? But he doesn't have like any reduction of... What do you want to call it? He's more focused on dealing damage, even though he's defender. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, you would think he would have skills that straight up reduce damage or something like that, but no, he doesn't have any of those. So straight up he has crit rate, crit damage, and edgy. So I find that kind of weird. So he's kind of unique. Not sure if he will fit in much teams, but very interesting unit to have, I guess. Alright, so next up we have Venaka. Okay, so this is the hype. Everyone is hype about her. So she is the supporter that everyone has been looking forward to. So let's have a look why. Okay, so this is +0 by the way. 20% boost attack. Allies makes HP times 2% healing every turn. For 35 turns? Oh my god! That is a lot of turns. Even Vincent's healing doesn't heal that much. So they are comboing her attack and heal for very long, 35 turns. That's a very long time. And if ally with Cheer Infliction dies, it will boost her support even more. That is crazy. Alright, immune to attack interference, I like it. Support times 20% boost crit damage. Okay, so she has the ability to remove attack interference similar to Vincent. Interesting. Okay, so what happens at +9? 40% attack boost, 4% healing every turn, plus 65% support boost. Crazy. Incoming damage minus 35%. Oh my god, she's gonna be tanky and hard to get rid of. That is kind of cool. And the crit damage sticks at 30%. The interesting thing is the crit damage only lasts for 12 turns as opposed to the healing and attack boost, which lasts for 35 turns. Alright, she's essentially a 4-star Vincent, but with better survivability because of this, and better healing capabilities as well. Alright, I can see why most people would want her. I would want her in my team as well. Like, this is OP. Like, I would replace Arenes with her. She's like a better Arenes, a 5-star Arenes for sure. She doesn't have any support times reduces incoming damage like Arenes and Vincent does, but she has the minus incoming damage on herself though, so that's the plus side. So slight drawback and slight plus side at the same time. So overall, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about her, but definitely the healing will definitely benefit you more, especially if you have tanks that is in line with the cross that she's trying to heal. Very cool character to have. Alright, let's have a look at the other heroes that are reworked. First, Deomaron. Alright, we will compare the skill at +9 because I do have the screenshot at +9. They changed this to the primary skill. So this is now the secondary skill. So let me compare this. So previously this was permanent stigma counter. Now they changed this to advanced permanence decomposition counter. Okay, so applies decomposition damage to the enemy who attacks upon normal attack. So reduce their stats by 25%, and every turn their HP times 6% decomposition damage. Okay, I actually like it. Previously it just sort of stigmatizes enemy and it doesn't do anything unless they die. Or if they die, or if the stigma expires, then you get to heal some of your HP. But I actually prefer this. This is kind of useful. Okay, and then we have this skill, receives healing from normal attack, reduces incoming damage. Oh wow, they actually changed this. This is much better now. So permanent advanced masochism. Before this it was advanced barrier at +9. So the incoming damage was minus 45% before this, but there's no healing. Instead of healing, it was remove DOT or something. So this one is much more usable. Okay, the taunt is still 10 turns, I assume. Okay, they didn't change the awakening skill. So basically they changed that to some healing. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So he's much more stronger and tankier now for sure. Alright, let's check out Eldora and Lorang as well. So these two mercenaries are awakened as well. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, first things first, they sort of changed the order of the skills. So before this it was the other way around. So I'm gonna check out the Descending Sun, which is this thing. Okay, so ignores damage based on the skill type. Ignores incoming damage reduction and deals additional damage based on the skill type applied to the enemy. So number of enemies buff skill type times attack times 35% additional damage. So this is still same, I think. They didn't change. They did change the description a little. Oh, ignores incoming damage reduction. Okay, so they added the ignores incoming damage reduction. Before this, it just says additional damage. So that helps a little bit, I guess, to get rid of some tankier foes. So this one is still the same, 30% plus 35%. Okay, now that's a lot. Before this it was plus 15%. So that is straight up an extra boost right now. This is also boosted. Oh my god, the crit damage and attack boost. Before this was just 5% and 1%. It starts at. And now it gets crazy. Eldora, everybody. So that was a cool buff. Alright, so they changed this from immune to states weakening. Before this was immune to attack interference as well. That's kind of interesting, I guess. Okay, so let's move on to Lorang. So I can't wait to see what this guy has. Alright, at plus 9. Wow, the stats is crazy now. Before this was minus 35%. So right now his enemies all stats minus 65%. That is insane. That is a lot of stats reduction. Oh, they changed... Wait, what? The ultimate strike 175%. As opposed to the ultimate strike, they changed it to critical bash. So crit rate times attack times 250% additional damage. Okay. So that's kind of cool, I guess, from ultimate strike to critical bash. So this one is still the same. Unable to receive healing and incoming damage plus 35%. So the freeze counter is also the same. Right? Permanent. Applies freeze to the enemy who attacks. Okay. So the rest of the thing is the same. So basically they changed this to critical bash. I would say that's slightly better than the ultimate strike because it's 250%. So definitely a bonus right there. Alright guys, that's it for the video. I guess I'll end the video here. So a bunch of new mercenaries, and I really like the new changes as well. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Deomaron is kind of cool now. I might actually consider building him just to combo with Ser in my team. Alright, as always, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Freeze.